sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Om Sri Guru Basavalingaya Nama. Om Sri Dhanvantaraya Nama. Myself, Dr. K. M. Siddlingamurthy, Professor and HOD of Department of Shailatantra. On behalf of my staff members, I am welcoming you to this webinar series of topic Siraveda from the Department of Shailatantra, Sri Vijayamantesha Ayurvedic Medical College, Ilkal. I heartily welcome to today's our guest speaker, Dr. M.D. Samudri. He is a professor and HOD, Department of Shailatantra from DGM Ayurvedic Medical College, Gadag. And also, I welcome our beloved principal, sir, Dr. K.C. Das, sir, to this series. I extend my welcome to all my colleagues, teaching staff members, PG students, and who are all the participants to this webinar series from the Department of Shailatantra. Okay. Before going to start, I want to give a brief introduction to our well-known personality, today's guest speaker, Dr. M.D. Samudri. He is well known to all, even though I am very with pleasure to introduce our sir, Dr. M.D. Samudri, sir. He is born on 2/5/1975 and working as a professor and HOD in the Department of Shailatantra, DGM Ayurvedic Medical College, Gadag. And he's completed BAMS, his undergraduate course in the same college, and completed his post-graduation in the Department of Shailatantra in Sri Dharmasthala Manjunatheshwara Ayurvedic Medical College, Hassan. Okay. Hassan. And he has participated so many seminars and given the so many paper presented in the international, national and international conferences. And is actually the time is very short. Even though how much you will give the introduction about Samudra is less, but still, apart from this, he has honored with so many awards also. There's among them few I am explained that Shushruta Vipassana Award by International Academy of Physics in 2008, and International Excellence Award from Bangkok, Thailand in 2009. And Ashwini Award from the SDM Ayurvedic Medical College, Hassan in 2009. And apart from that, so many things will be there to explain about this Dr. Samudri sir, but as time is very short and we are very eager to hear his words regarding this Siraveda. And I please requesting our sir, Dr. M.D. Samudri, to continue this topic, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Please continue, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Siddlingamurthy, sir. It's my great pleasure to share my views on topic that is a comprehensive understanding of Siraveda, and I am very thankful to the organizers, Department of Shailatantra, Dr. Siddlingamurthy sir, Dr. Chandrakant, and all other department and their staff, and head of the institution, Dr. Das sir, Principal Das sir, for giving me the opportunity to share my views through this webinar from this prestigious institution, Vijayamanteshwara Ayurvedic Medical College, Ilkal. So, being Ilkal, a very small town located in a remote place at the periphery, it has made its recognition nationally and internationally in a unique way. Earlier, Ilkal was known for granite, and now Ilkal is known for the activities of Ayurvedic College. They happen to conduct the national level workshop in the month of July, and now through webinar they are doing very constructive work, academic work. So I am really proud and happy to be the part of the institution. So with this, so let us start. You can mail me or you can WhatsApp me your doubts, or end of this webinar, the doubts which are there or queries by the PG scholars, practitioners, or academicians, you can type and send. Okay, those questions I try my level best to answer. So I am very much thankful to God, the Almighty, who gave birth on this wonderful world. And I am thankful to my parents for giving me the education. And I'm thankful to my teachers for giving this wonderful knowledge of Ayurveda. I am thankful to my students, friends, and my family. And I am thankful to my patients. So without patients, it's not possible to make such kind of presentations. So with this, and now I am very much thankful to the institution, principal, staff, Department of Shalyatantra, and the audience who have joined this webinar this Sunday morning. So to start with, see, it is Anushastra Karma. Anushastra Karma, it deals with Acharya Sushruta has told Anushastra Karmas, this Rakta Mokshana, Agni Karma, Kshara Karma, they are the Anushastra Karma that we call them as parasurgical procedures. So they are the outstanding contribution of Acharya Sushruta. It is outstanding contribution because it excels the management of surgical disorder without doing surgery. Of course, most of the time a surgical disorder is managed with Anushastra by adopting Anushastra Karma, and you can prevent a major surgery. And I call, even though it is a parasurgical procedure, I call Siraveda as a novel surgery because by adopting this Siraveda treatment, most of the diseases you can avoid major procedures in future and give maximum relief. In spite of taking all kind of treatment modalities, when nothing has given relief, that time Siraveda will give relief. That is why it is a novel surgery. Say for example, in case of Raktavrutta Vata Kritarasi, if you do not diagnose Avarana and do Siraveda, whatever you do, Basti, Basti, Agni Karma, or any other treatment, it will not give any kind of relief. So then patient goes for a neurosurgeon and they diagnose it as some of the other disease and they perform surgery. Patient undergoes surgery, but there is no relief. So that time, when you perform Siraveda, you can avoid surgery. You can immediate give the relief. Instantaneous relief is given by Siraveda. And not the least, I would like to tell, first we must have the belief. We must believe in this science. There should be a wide acceptance by the practitioner, students, and then patients. If you have acceptance, if you believe in your science, then you can convince your patients so that these patients can undergo the procedures. Otherwise, the other treatment modalities would be a limelight or the main treatment modalities than this modality. So we need to bring Ayurveda to a mainstream. We need to bring Ayurveda to the mainstream. For that, there must be a wide acceptance. Unless and until there is no acceptance, there is no belief, it is very difficult to convince the patients and to convince the others to undergo treatment. So, as you know, Siraveda Chikitsartham Shalyatantre Prakirtitaha Yatha Pranihitaha Samyak Basti Kaya Chikitsite. So in Kaya Chikitsa, we call it as Basti as a Ardha Chikitsa. So like that, Siraveda is Ardha Chikitsa in Shalyatantra. So Siraveda is done in Jwara, Siraveda is done in Visha Chikitsa, Siraveda is done in Avarna, Siraveda is done in many diseases. When all treatment modalities fail or to give the relief, that time Siravada would be the choice of treatment. And to tell you, other treatment modalities you are putting input. All the treatment modalities you are putting inside. You are giving the medicine either by anal route or by oral route or some other route. But Siravada is one treatment modalities you are taking out from the patients. You are taking out. So you tell the patient, you convince the patient, you have taken enough medicines, you have taken enough number of therapies, but every therapy they have put inside, so let me remove from your body. Okay, so this is how you can convince your patients. And why it is Ardha Chikitsa? Why not complete Chikitsa? This is the question to be understood by every student. So why it is Ardha Chikitsa? Because when you do Siravada, immediately you are going to reduce the aggravated Pitta dosha, and you are going to relieve the Avarana, and instantaneous relief is provided. But later, you have to diagnose those, you have to do dosha dosha samorchana, and which dosha is predominant, which dosha is vitiated, that dosha treatment you need to carry out. Otherwise, Siravada would have been complete chikitsa. Okay, instead of Ardha Chikitsa, it would have been a Sampurna Chikitsa. So it is a Ardha Chikitsa. It gives maximum relief. Okay, yes. With this quotation, let me tell you importance of Rakta. Raktam Jivaiti Sthiti. Okay, Rakta is life. This is all a well-known version of Shloka. Pancho Bhautikam Dvapare Jiva Raktam. Okay, so Rakta is a Panchabhautikatva. So our body is also Panchabhautikatva. Without Rakta, it is not possible to survive. Okay, yes. And to tell you here, another refer to continuation of this Panchabhautikatva of Rakta, Acharya Shushruta tells, Acharya Shushruta tells, in living body, you come across the Rakta. When you make a wound or when you take an incision in live body, you come across blood, Rakta. But in the dead body, it's not possible. It is not so. So when it is not possible, what he says, Rakta is responsible for causing is existence of a life. Rakta is responsible for existence of life. So without Rakta, there is no life. This is what Acharya Shushruta tells. So Rakta is also responsible for causing diseases, because there is always a debate in Shalyatantra department, Rakta as a Chaturtha dosha and Rakta as not a Chaturtha dosha. Okay, so like this, we come across a debate. So how this debate can be understood? So some are in favor of Rakta as a Chaturtha dosha and some are not in favor of Rakta as a Chaturtha dosha. That is a point of discussion. So that goes a theoretical discussion than a practical oriented. So let us not take that as a discussion point today. So let us proceed further with this. So Shuddha Lakshana, it is essential to know about the Shuddha Rakta Lakshanas, because when you do Rakta Mokshana, so your internet connection is unable. Am I audible? Not audible. Is it audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Audible. Some internet disconnectivity came. So in between, if you do not understood or if you want certain kind of any kind of explanation, you can ask me or you can text a message so that I can answer it. It is best to text a message, okay, than asking the question verbally. So I was telling about to know why we should know the Shuddha Rakta Lakshanas. When you do Siraveda, the blood starts flowing. So if that blood is dushti, has caused dushti or vitiation with other doshas, so you should be able to diagnose it. Otherwise, what happens is you are doing the Shuddha Rakta Vedana. So that is not advisable, or it is hardly going to give you a relief. So it is because of wrong selection of a disease or wrong site for the selection is selected for Siraveda. So that is also possible. So for that you must be able to distinguish between the Dushta Rakta and also the Shuddha Rakta. Yes. Preoperative procedures. So preoperative must keep the patient nil orally or not. So that you have to be very, very careful. So here in Sushruta Samhita, 12th chapter, 6th shloka, Acharya Sushruta has told, Sarvavyadhishu, Sarvavyadhishu Rutushu cha Pichilam Annam Bhuktam. Mudagarbha Ashmari Bhagandhara Udara Arsho Mukharogeshu Abhuktavata Karma Kurvita. So Sarvavyadhishu Rutushu cha Pichilam Annam Bhuktam. So when you are doing Agni Karma, Siraveda, or other procedures other than Mukharoga, Ashmari, Bhagandhara, Udara, or so these, you must keep the patient nil orally in these diseases. And apart from these diseases, Pichilam Anna. Pichila Anna here, best is, that is clear in case of Siraveda. So you have to Bhuktavantam Yavagu Yavagum, Bhuktavantam Yavagum. So you have to give Yavagu. So prior to Yavagu, what other preparations you can do? So you have to ask the patient to take a head bath with warm water 1 hour prior to the procedure or half an hour prior to the procedure. And ask the patient to come to your OPD or minor operation theatre. And your minor operation theatre must be capable of managing a shock. Okay, because anything can happen while you are doing Siraveda. Okay, so you have to, after that, when patient comes, you give Yavagu 15 minutes or 20 minutes prior to the procedure. And after that, Sthanika Snehana and Svedana. Once Sthanika Snehana Svedana is carried out, then the Shastram Adaya Siram Vidyet. Then patient is, you have to make the patient to sit or stand or sleep in a comfortable position, and then patient is fit for Siraveda. Okay. So here Pichila Anna Yavagu, that is very essential. I was asked some questions. Why not Manda Vilepi like that? So Yavagu contains Guda and also it contains ghee. Okay, Yavagu contains Sneha and Guda. So Sneha and Guda, when they are combined with Ganji, so it becomes something like a Godi Huki. So which Murthy sir is fond of Godi Huki. Okay, yes. So something like either with the Yava or with the rice, you can prepare Yavagu. Okay. So this will give the patient strength, and this will help the patient to combat the hypoglycemia. This will help the patient where in case of Purva Karma and Pradhana Karma and Paschat Karma. Paschat Karma, it is being told Balavarna Agni Karyastu Paschat Karma Samadhishe. It means restoration of Balavarna and Agni. So that is possible with Yavagu preparation. Other preparations do not contain ghee and jaggery, ghee and Guda. So that is why it is mentioned this Yavagu must be given. Okay. And keeping the patient nil orally. So again, a surgeon is going to play a major role here. So Pichila Mannam Bhuktam. Okay, Karma Kurvitaha. So you have to give Pichilana, that is Yavagu. So other areas, diseases in other Mudagarbha, these Ashmari, Mudagarbha, Ashmari. Mudagarbha, Ashmari, Bhagandhara, Udara, Arsha, Mukharogeshu. So these diseases you have to keep the patient nil orally. Why you have to keep patient nil orally in these diseases? Because these are the sites of the Vega Pradurbha. When you are doing procedure, say for example, you are doing Mukharoga surgery and patient get a stimulation in the oropharynx and patient vomits. What will happen? The entire temper of the procedure would be altered. So if you keep the patient nil orally, everything goes very smooth. Even if the patient gets vomiting reflex. If you are doing Arsha surgery, patient passes stool. What would be the situation? If you are operating for Ashmari and patient start passing the urine, so what would be the fate? So like that, you must keep there all the Vega Pradurbhava sites. So you have to keep the patient nil orally and you have to keep the area clean. Then only you are able to perform the procedures. So this is very important pre-operative procedures Acharya Sushruta has mentioned, and it is very essential for every surgeon to know. So now Vedana Pramana. Okay, Vedana Pramana means how much incision, how much wound you have to create. Okay, how much wound you have to create. So this is very essential. Mamsaleshu. So this is what we come across. Mamsaleshva Kasheshu Yavamatram Shastram Nidatyat. Okay, you have to Mamsala Pradesha if you are making a wound for Vedana Karma, so then you have to make it a Yavamatra. Atha to Anyatha Ardha Yavamatram Ruhi Matram or Ruhi Mukhena. So other sites, other than Mamsala, other than soft structures, you have to make a Ardha Yavamatra. When you are doing Vedana Karma with Ruhi Mukha Shastra, then you have to make a Ruhi Mukhena. So how much the Ruhi Mukha Shastra has got the opening, so that much you have to make. Atsnam Upari Kutharikaya Vidyat Ardhayava Matra. So Atsnam Upari, if you are doing Vedana Karma over the Asti Pradesha, a vein is there above the Asti Pradesh, that is a hard structure. Kutharika Shastra is used. And with this Kutharika Shastra, you can make Ardhayava Matra wound and allow the blood to flow. Okay. So this is, so in case of Mamsala Pradesha means soft structure, if the vein is above the soft structure, and if you are doing Vedana Karma in that vein, if you have selected that vein for Vedana Karma, then you have to make use of better is the Ruhi Mukha Shastra. Ruhi Mukha Shastra here I use needle, 18 number gauge needle. 18 number gauge needle is wide mouth, so that it resembles the Ruhi Rihi Dhanya. So that Ruhi Mukha Shastra that is used, and that much only the wound is created and allow the blood to flow. So this is how this the sites and this, and then comes the Siraveda according to the Rutus, different Rutu, is it not? So different Vabre Varshasu. So Vabre means here the Varsha Rutu when you are carrying out Siraveda. So that time the clouds, there should not be a cloudy atmosphere. It should be very clear, sunny day. So that day you select in the Varsha. So in Varsha Rutu, it is difficult to get a sunny, bright, sunny day, but you select on that day. Otherwise, don't do. Grishma Kale to Shitale. So in Grishma Rutu, when you are doing, you do it in the morning. Okay, morning. Hemanta Kale Madhyane. So when you are doing Hemanta Rutu, when you are doing Siravata, you do it in Madhyana, afternoon. And Shastra Kala Strayaha Smrtaha. So this is what you can make. This is how 3 types of this Shastra Vedana Kalas you select for according to the season. The pramana, how much blood you can remove. Srava pramana, that is blood you can remove. Balino bahudoshasya vayastasya sharirinaha param pramanam icchanti prastam shonita mokshane. So balino bahudoshasya, bahudosha avastha is there, and patient is balavan, you can remove extra blood till the patient is comfortable, you can remove. But the ideal pramana of blood to remove is prastha. Prastha is 200 to 220 ml maximum if the patient is balavan and bahudosha avastha is there, then you can remove up to 250 ml, not more than this. Okay. Next, श्रुते रक्ते शनैः यन्त्राणाम् अपि हिमाम्बुना प्रक्षाल्य तैल उत्पलोक्तं बन्धनीयं शिरामुखम्. So what you have to do is, soon after Rakta Mokshana, there is balahani, patient is sweating, or some other complications patient may have. So first do the prakshalana with the cold water, and then take the taila in the plotha, which is soaked in taila, and you take the plotha, soak it in taila, and apply over this Veda Siramukha, and then apply bandha. You have to apply bandha. It should not be too tight. It should not be too loose. So that, like that, you have to tie it. So next comes is Rakta Mokshana according to doshas. So there are 3 doshas, 3 types of we have to do. Tatra Vata Pitta Kapha Dushta Shonitam Yatha Sankhyam Shringa Jalauka Alabur Avasechayat Snigdam Shita Rukshatva Sarvanipi Sarvairva. Okay. So Sarvani Sarvairva. So you have to do Siravada, you have to do Jaloka, you have to do. So you can select according to the doshas. So how can you Ushnam Samaduram Snigdam Gavam Shringram Prakirtitam Tasmat Vatopasrishthetu Hitam Tadavsechan. When there is a Vata Dushta Rakta, that time select Shringa. So this is a very chapter. Okay. Ushnam Samaduram Snigdam Gavam Shringam Prakirtitam. Okay. So this is the reference from 13th chapter you come back. Sitadivasa Mudura Jaloka Vari Sambhava Tasmat Pittopasrishthetu Hitam Sa To Avasechane. So when Pitta Dushta Rakta is there, so that time select Jaloka Charana to do the Rakta Moksha. Alavu Katukam Ruksham Tikshnam Cha Prakirtitam Tasmat Lesamopasrishte Tu Hitam Tot Avasechane. So when it is Kafadushta Rakta, so that time select the Alav. So like that you have. So further here, Shonita Avasechana, Avasekam, Asadyascha, Sadyascha, Ye Vikaraha, Prag Abhihita. Thus, so this indications. So this is not, we shall skip to. Yes, indications of Siraveda. Okay, so to meet is hypovolemic shock. Because of the bloodletting, there is a sudden loss of blood. So this loss of blood may cause shock, hypovolemic shock. So that time you need to infuse the IV fluids very rapidly. So better you keep a IV cannula in the vein, in the hand vein, in the vein away from the site from where you are doing Siravedana. So that you take and then immediately you infuse. Here you need to infuse the linga-ractate because here it's a hypovolemic shock. There is a blood loss. You need to infuse the plasma expanders, either linga-ractate or you can use Hemacin. So like that you have to select and you have to infuse. Then Dushta Vidya Lakshanas. If you do more Vedana, so again the complications, what I told, the same complications you are likely to meet. So types of Rakta Mokshana. Let us consider Siraveda is one of the type of Rakta Mokshana, but Siraveda is a Shastrakrita. Prachana is also one type of Rakta Mokshana, and Ashastrakrita Shringa Alabu Jalauka and Ashastrakrita Prachana will be Shefalika Patra, Vanophala, Gojiva Patra, and Shaka Patra. So these are used, and Shefalika Patra, Vanophala, and Gojiva, they are taken and rubbed over. So why this and where it should be used, so that I will tell you. Because we come across this Gratita and yes, types of different types of Rakta Mokshana and different types of diseases. Avaghade Jalaukasya Prachannam Pindite Hitam Sira Angavapake Rakte Shringa Alabu Tvachichite. So this is very important shloka. Everybody must know it. Avaghade Jalauka. Avaghade. Vagbhat also told Avaghada and Gratita, two types of Rakta Dushtis, Sthanika Rakta Dushtis. When it is Avaghada, you use Jalauka. And when it is Gratita or Pindita, you have to use Prachana. So Prachana are of two types. One is Shastrakrita and another is Ashastrakrita. Shastrakrita, you have to take a scalpel Ridipatra and make fine these incisions over the skin and then allow the blood to ooze. You should not bleed actively, it should ooze. Okay. Then Sira Angavyapake Sira. So Siraveda is done when there is a Sarvanga Rakta Dushti. And when it is a Tvaggata Rakta Dushti, you have to use Sringa and Alav. So like this, he has specifically mentioned. So don't randomize or take one universal procedure for all types of Rakta Dushtis. You get results when you able to distinguish whether it is a Avaghada, whether it's a Pindita, whether it's Tvaggata, or whether it is Sarvangagata. Accordingly, you have selected different types of Rakta. Otherwise, you don't get result. Sometimes you will end up in problems. Okay. And Shastrakrita Prachana, so to take a Ruddhi Patra and then make a small incisions. So that I have told already. And since Jaloka is also part, So I think no other persons are not covering. If you want, I will cover the Jaloka. Otherwise, I will go to take an example of a disease, and then I will explain how this Rakta Mokshana is adopted in one disease and how you can plan it. So yes, Chandrakant, what you want to say? Chandrakant,
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
audible. Shall I go to the disease and explain how this Rakta Mokshana is adopted, or shall I discuss about Jaloka?
Sir, cover all the things, sir.
All the things which are there in the slide.
Time
Okay.
is there, sir.
Yes.
Still, you have 30 minutes. If possible, I will reconnect after 40 minutes.
So we shall do one thing. So Jaloka, if time permits, I will come back to Jaloka. Let us, because 30 minutes means we need to discuss about a disease, very important. So Grudrasi, how these parasurgical procedures are adopted in Grudrasi. So Grudrasi is a Vata Vyadhi. So others, please mute your mobile. Please mute your mobile. Don't disturb. If you want to have other work, you just log off and do your work. Yaar nodri yaar mute ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದು ಬಿಡ್ರಿ. ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದು ಬಿಡ್ರಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So Grudrasi is a Vata Vyadhi. Vata Vyadhis are difficult to treat. Vayu atava atibalattvena ashukarittvena cha garyastvat ashveva atayakaratvat vishishta chikitsittatvat Vata Vyadhi vidhan. Okay. So since they are difficult, kashtasadhya, so Grudrasi is one among the Vata Vyadhi. So what is how you can diagnose Vata Vyadhi at different clinical presentations? Kevala Vataja. Grudrasi, Kevala Vataja we come across. When patient sits, walks, pain increases. So this is how you can diagnose it is a Kevala Vataja. And Vata Kafaja. Patient when sits and sleeps, patient get a pain. Patient walks, pain is less. And most of the time, maximum number of cases we come across are Vata Kafaja. Okay. Then Pitta Anubandhi. Sometimes there is a burning sensation along with the pain in the thighs and the back region. So that time it's a Pitta Anubandhi. And next we come across is Abhighataja. Abhighataja here, when you sneeze, when you cough, when you lift a weight, so or when you fell down. So that time there is fracture to the vertebra, either wedge fracture, or it may be a lateral wedge fracture or a medial wedge fracture, or it may be IVDP, intravertebral disc prolapse. There is aghata to the vertebral column. As a result, there is a Grudrasi. And then Avaranajanya, even though it is the Vata Vyadhi, Bhoja has considered this disease as Vata Avaranajanya. So there is a Raktavrita Vata Lakshanas. Daha, Suktata and Vedana will be there. So that time it is a Avaranajanya. And then Dhatukshayajanya, when Avarana and Kevala Vataja, when they are neglected and there is no treatment, so then it becomes Vayor Dhatukshayat Kopo Margasya Aranena. It becomes the Dhatukshayajanya. When it is a Dhatukshayajanya, you are not supposed to do either Agni Karma or Siravada. I will tell what treatment you can do. So what does the Girdhari Chikitsa tells? Acharya Charaka has given a very practical chikitsa. Antara Gulfam Sira Bastekni Karmacha. Okay, Girdhari Shu Prayunjit. Okay. So Antara Khandra Gulfam Sira Bastekni. So when to do Siravada, Agni Karma and Basti Chikitsa. So that we shall, with the types we can study one by one. We shall understand. So Kevala Vataja, you have to do Bruhana Chikitsa here. Vatrabasti, Katibasti. Okay. Then Vata Kafaja. Vata Kafaja, you can do Agni Karma and then do the yoga, which dosha is remaining. So accordingly, you have to select. You have to either Kshira Basti or Yoga Basti. You have to. And Pitta Anubandhi, do Siraveda first. First do Siraveda. And if Pittaja Lakshanas are left, then do Kshira Basti. Avigataja. Avigataja is no need to do any treatment. You have to make the patient to rest in a Kapata Shaya. You have to make the patient to rest in a Kapata Shayana. You can put the traction, skin traction. Okay. Then Avarana Janya. Avarana Janya is one such condition. Any other treatment modalities will not give relief in this clinical condition. So this clinical syndrome requires Siraveda. First is Siraveda, and then you can plan which dosha is left accordingly, either Yoga Basti or Kshira Basti you can select. Dhatu Kshayajanya, Siraveda, Agni Karma are contraindicated. You can do Bruhana Basti and you can do Kati Basti. So here Dhatu Kshayajanya don't diagnose by looking into the X-ray, by looking into the MRI, or by looking into the CT LS spine, looking into the osteophytic changes. Don't diagnose it as a Dhatu Kshaya. Asti Kshaya hai, ye Dhatu Kshayajanya hai. So that is not our concept. Okay. Dhatu Kshaya means here, because of Avarana, the Uttarottara Dhatus are not nourished. As a result, you get a muscle wasting. So muscle wasting in long-standing Kridrasi, you come across. So that is Dhatu Kshaya. Here, if you do Siraveda or Agni Karma, pain increases rather than reducing. Okay. So this is how I took one example and adopted Chikitsa Sutra with the different parasurgical procedures. Okay, so I manage you this the following diseases: Gridrasi, Raktavrita Vata, Sirashula, neuralgia, neuropathy with Siraveda. Okay, yes. So it is the patient, this boy had a scorpion tinge. So he was done with, we call it as a modified Sringa. A small nick was taken over the bite, and then the Sringa was applied and Rakta Mokshana was achieved. And at the end of the procedure, there was no pain for the patient. And this is one patient. He had a Shirashula, and Shirashula, it is a big headache for this patient and a big headache for other surgeons. Sorry. So by doing Siraveda, this patient selected Siraveda, you can see, and then after Siraveda, this patient got relief. And this is one cupping therapy. So in case of post-operative, some of the neurological conditions like post-herpes neuralgia. Post-herpes neuralgia is a very, very pitiable condition. I think one case I treated at Ilkal. So even the cloth, he cannot wear his cloths. If the cloth touches, the burning is so severe, and patient was done skin biopsy and was given chemotherapy, and that has not given any kind of relief. So when the cupping therapy was done for him, so as soon as the end of the cupping therapy, patient had no burning sensation. Okay. This is in hair falls, thinning of hairs and hair fall. So look at the hair, thinned hairs. You can see the thinning of hair and loss of hairs. Single sitting, look at the hairs, thick hairs. How thick replaced, because one has to shave the head. Complete head has to be shaved. Otherwise, these cuppings will not fit and the treatment is not successful. And to conclude, Siraveda is the Ardha Chikitsa. As we discussed, it is a Ardha Chikitsa. It gives instantaneous relief, immediate relief. End of the procedure, there is a relief. And useful in Pitta, Anubandhi and Avarana Janya. It is useful in these two conditions only. But say, for example, if patient is having pain, tingling sensation in the palm, and you do Siraveda in somewhere in here in the way, and at the end of the procedure, all the burning, tingling sensation goes and tip of the finger remains. When tip of the finger remains, that still there are some doshas, and these have to be treated by doing the Amshamcha Kalpana, that is dosha samorchana, select medicines accordingly, give the medicines for 2 months or 3 months, and then patient will be relieved. Otherwise, the tip of the finger, what it has been left, it is left as it is. So dosha samorchana after Siravada is very essential. Without that, you are not able to give them. This is what the message you have to take here home today. And I am thankful. Before I could thank, I wanted to show some of the video clippings where these video clippings are. I kept video clippings open. So this is almost end. Then back end. Yeah, back end. Yeah. Yes, you can see how the blood flow is there. So the Gulfa Sandhi, just 4 anguli below the Gulfa Sandhi, you got a very prominent vein. So that vein is punctured, and then you can see. And the kidney tray is having a 250 ml capacity. So around 200 ml blood was removed from this vein. The 80 number needle is used. Visible? Is it visible, everybody?
Sir, slides are not visible, sir. Sir, slides visible ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
A video. I have played a video.
Okay.
I will. A video only. I have played the video only. Video
Okay,
is
sir.
okay. There, video is visible. Sirave the video I am showing you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, you can see selection and see how it flows. And sometimes when you put the needle, it comes like a fountain. It comes in force, and at the end the force reduces, and you have to apply the bandha, snehana svedana, and then you have to apply bandha. And once bandha is applied, then vein is made prominent, and then it is punctured. So this is one video clipping you can see, and at the end you need to apply bandha, and never send the patient immediately. You complete the procedure. You make the patient to sit in the or take rest in the post-operative ward, and let the patient recover, and there is ensure that there is no bleeding and there is no pain, and patient have no signs of hypoglycemia, giddiness, and other things, and then you can send the patient.
Hello.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
madam.
the video is not playing here.
Okay, that will be played. You please wait.
Okay.
Okay, this is one video I have shown you. So is it visible, madam?
No, sir. No.
No, no, I have not started it. Another that Asma madam's video. You have to do screen sharing, then only it comes. You have to keep them open. Mm. So, madam, is it visible now?
Yes, visible, visible, sir, visible.
Make it fast. Extend ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಅದು ಕೈಯಾಗ ಮಾಡೋದೈತೆ. So this is what video others they have not seen, and then for them we are waiting. So another video I have that ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಐತಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ನೀವು ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ವಿಡಿಯೋ. So this video I will play. So this is patient Sirashula patient, and it is our this patient every 15 days we have done Siravada in Siras, we have done Siravada in veins, we have done Siravada in arms, we have done Siravada in lower limbs. Okay. So this patient have he used to say, sir, today is the 15th day, you do me Siravada. So every 15 days this fellow has undergone Siravada, and Siravada only helped him a lot. Next, another patient, another case in the arms I will show you. You can see my junior doctor is doing this procedure in the arms. This patient had the burning sensation in the arm, and this was referred from Kai Chikitsa, and we are see, look at the bandha where it is applied, and the vein is made prominent, and then Siravada is done. So don't do on the joint area. So either below joint or above joint, you select the vein and then you puncture it. Okay, you puncture it. You can see how it is being punctured. You can see, and but this patient is not able to maintain the posture. He was making a lot of disturbance. As a result, you may puncture the vein and then blood will not so that is the case, and then this they have to select the another vein, and you see this is blocked now. It's not getting
Sir, please unmute your.
ಈಗ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆತನ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಚಂದ್ರಕಾಂತ್ is it audible now?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Audible. Okay. Yeah. Dr. Mallikarjun Pujari has asked, how does Siravada helps in relieving headache? Mechanism of action, both Ayurveda and modern, please. So Mallikarjun Pujari, to tell you, Siravada in a headache, Shirashula, it is indicated because Shirashula is a Avaranajanya. Mastishkagata Avarana will be there. So when Mastishkagata Avarana is there, Nasya is helpful. But prior to Nasya, if there is a Pitta Anubandhi and there is a burning sensation and giddiness in the head, so you have to do Siravada. After that, you have to select Nasya. If it is Vatajanya, you have to do this Bruhana Nasya with the Mahamasha Taila or Kshilabara Taila. If it is Kafaja type, then you have to go for Tikshna Nasya like Gudanagara Nasya. Okay, Gudanagara Nasya or Napana Nasya or Avapidana Nasya. You have to go. So it relieves the Avarana, makes the Vata dosha in a proper channel and relieves the pain. Once the Vata dosha is channelized properly, there is no pain. Because Vata dhrute nasti ruja. Okay, yes. So modern action, I am an Ayurvedic practitioner, I am an Ayurvedic teacher. I would like to tell only Ayurveda. So Avarana, Siravada is not explained or mentioned in the modern science, and its action is not understood according to the modern science, because this science is different and that science is different. Vishal Kochi, sir, how migraine? So again, migraine, Shirashula, Suryavarta, they are having similar samprapti. Okay, it is having similar samprapti. So I told it relieves the avarana, and this is how it helps. It does only relieves the avarana, but later you have to do dosha dosha samurchana and select appropriate nasya and shamnosha. Yes, in Swastha Purusha, can we do Siravada in Sharad Rutu? If so, where to do? Okay. See, it is our in Swastha, if you do, it increases your Vakchaturya in Urdhva Chaturgata, it increases Chakshusha, it is a Chakshusha, and also improves your eyesight. Okay. So you can do in Sarvadahika, if you want to do, you can do in antecubital vein, or you can do in the vein 4 anguli below or above this Gulfa Sandhi, you can do. Or if you want to make some good sense in Urdhva Chaturgata, you can make in Shankha Pradesha or this up in between the eyebrows, in the forehead. So that site you can select. Okay. In Ardhava Vedaka, Raktavrta Vata is there. So Siraveda may be useful. So this is what I told Mallikarjun Pujari. Yes. Any other questions? Any other questions? I think we are running short of time. How much time is left? From Almelkar. Role of Yavagu. I think role of Yavagu I told. Once again, please. Okay, once again I will explain. See, other Peya, Manda, Vilepi, they do not contain Grita and Jaggery together. So Grita and Jaggery, when they are combined and boiled with the rice or Jodhalia, so what happens? You get a Yavagu. So this Yavagu, priorly giving, it is light for digestion, one. And second is, it provides energy. The loss of energy is combated, which is going to happen because of this Siraveda. And most likely most of the patient, when they look at the blood, so they will have hypoglycemia because you are fed with the food and containing jaggery, it will combat the hypoglycemia. So this is how Yavagu is helpful comparing to other payers. If you are not convinced, you can contact me later. Dr. Vaishali Almelkar. Then also I can later also I can help convince you. Yes. Any other doubt? Okay. And one more question. Dr. Chandrakant has asked. This session will end in 5 minutes. Rejoin with the same link if you have doubts. If you don't have doubts, we can end the session. I think I have spoken sufficient amount of time.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. I feel very happy and proud to be the part of Vijay Mahanteshwar Ayurvedic Medical College, Ilkal. I am thankful to Professor and Head of the Department, Dr. Murthy, and Dr. Asma, Dr. Chandrakant Budni, and other staff members and other staff members of other department. So I am visible in 2 cameras. Okay.
Thank you,
Other
sir.
department colleagues, and I am very much thankful to the great support to this webinar from beloved Principal Dr. Das sir. Das sir is always the backbone and supporting hand, and he is always behind such constructive works. He is really a man of inspiration. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Hope I have cleared doubts, and if the students have doubts, because it's an Ayurvedic topic, I covered only Ayurvedic, there is no modern in this. Try to understand. Please do not correlate every subject with the modern system of medicine, because that system is different and this system is different. To understand, you better read Ayurveda as Ayurveda and understand this. Okay. Yes.
Thank
If you have
Thank you,
doubts,
sir.
you
I
can.
am very much thankful to Dr. M.D. Samudri, sir, for his wonderful speech regarding the Siraveda. Thank you, sir. Once again, heartily thankful to you on behalf of our principal, sir, and all my staff members. And also, I am thankful to our principal, sir, Dr. K.C. Das, sir. As always, whenever you ask him, he'll never say no. Okay, let's just continue, we'll do it. It's very inspiring to us, and I am very much thankful to our principal, sir. Thank you, sir. And also, I am very much thankful to our department staff, Dr. Chandrakant Budni, and he is a very active person in our department, and he arranges all the things. And I am very much thankful to our Budni sir, and also Asma madam and Prabhudeva sir. And I'll extend my vote of thanks to all the teaching staff members and practitioners. And also, I am very much thankful to PG students and EG students and all the participants to this session. Thank you, one and all. And heartily, once again, I am very much thankful to our sir, Dr. M.D. Samudra, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. It's a wonderful and very informative, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes. And liver. Live evening birth.